Please go subscribe to the Rumble channel for Franchise Sports TV under the name FSTV22. Now, I'm using that Rumble channel for any purposes of me getting kicked off YouTube and also for more of my spicier joints. It's free as well. I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say as well. So go subscribe to FSTV22. That is Franchise Sports TV 22 on Rumble. YouTube, Franchise Sports TV, back again with a different kind of video. When I set out to do this channel, actually I set out just to do it for ish and giggles, right? I always thought doing a basketball channel on YouTube was kind of oversaturated when I first started on YouTube. Because when I originally first started on YouTube, it was actually Franchise History TV. And I was more talking about Hollywood and entertainment. And then eventually, after 2 years of doing that, and even YouTube itself, it got on my nerves. And I kind of took a break from it, did a little bit on another channel, Lone Wolf Adventure TV. I got 4 channels, people, but Lone Wolf Adventure TV, it kind of started up that as more of a traveling channel. And then last year, not even just last year, over the last couple of years, I'm just hearing this slant when it comes to NBA basketball of trying to revision history. All of a sudden, certain stars from the past are no more being relevant, more irrelevant. Jordan wasn't that good. Jordan didn't do this. Jordan did that for the sake of a false king. So I decided, you know what? Maybe it's time to start a basketball channel to fight back against all this. Because what I'm hearing on ESPN FS1 it's garbage. And so, Franchise Sports TV started. Actually, originally it was Franchise Sports 2 or something like that before. Then decided Franchise Sports TV, why not? The other 2 channels are TV in it. And since March, when I started this channel, March of 31st of last year, so far, probably the quickest out of all the channels that got monetized. I'm here now. And you guys have been listening to me. So I'd like to thank all the subscribers that have been here since I started this channel. And all the new ones that have been slowly coming in over the last few days. And lately over the last, I want to say, month or so, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know. I don't remember. I've been feeling a little bit fatigued. So I think I'm going to change things up. Instead of trying to do like 5 videos in one day, or trying to work 12 hours and manage people and all that stuff, I just decided, you know what, make one long form video a day, just covering the topics of the NBA or maybe NFL a little bit. So I guess with no further ado, because I know some of y'all, well, not y'all, but my main subscribers who be on the live streams and always commenting on the videos. I got a couple of rowdy people in there get mad whenever they see that Rumble plug in or want me to get to the point. So I got some words for them other than F them. But I think I'm gonna start doing this on StreamYard too. So I got all my clips on StreamYard, my comedy clips. But anyways, the NBA or the NFL. I don't know which one I want to start with. NFL. I watched a little bit of last night's game. And I fell asleep. And I woke up this morning to find out that the Eagles lost that game on a touchdown. Last minute touchdown drive by Drew Lock. I think that makes the Eagles 10-4, and I think third, or maybe second. They had to be third right now, because now the Cowboys are leading that division with San Francisco leading the way. Eagles defense is trash. I think they rank second in points allowed or something like that. And their offense seems like it's just, I don't know. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I feel for their fans. But I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about football like that. I don't want to talk about football right now because with the Seahawks winning last night, it just made it harder for my Packers to get to the playoffs, even though they was positioned to be in the playoffs about a week and 2 weeks ago. Anyways, NBA. Once again, I tried to watch some of that Laker game, the Lakers-Knicks game. Fell asleep on that. So this is what happened. I watched a little bit of the NFL game, the Seahawks-Eagles game. Turned that off. Switched the television, switched the channel to the Lakers and Knicks game. And then eventually I did fall asleep on that. So I didn't have a chance to watch anything. I know some people won, and I need to give credit to some of those people that won. So I'm gonna start off with the biggest thing in the NBA right now, which is Anthony Edwards. I kind of spoke about it yesterday, and there's 3 NBA players for some reason that have fell in love with the BBL Bandits. I get it, but also at the same time, it's dangerous dealing with these types of women, these IG only fan models, because they're going to only leave you with pain and your pocketbooks lighten. I don't get it. But I guess before I made my video, I think after I finished my video, I think Anthony Edwards actually said something regarding this whole situation that he's in. These dudes, I just don't get these dudes. You see, with him, he saw what happened with Zion. I think he saw what happened with old boy in Portland that used to play on the Suns. And I don't get it. Like, I read like the text messages between, I don't think it was text, I think it's DMs on Instagram between him and this BBL Bandit. And yeah, he do sound cold and calculated. But it's just like, at the same time, if you didn't want a kid, you don't have time for a kid, why not use a protection device, my guys? Why not use that instead of trying to go in there shooting the club up? I don't get it. But he has made a statement. I don't know why I'm looking at some of these headlines. Stephen A. Smith calls out model who exposed Anthony Edwards' abortion text. Let me see what Stephen A. Smith said so far. Because Stephen A. Smith got his own stuff and his own channel. But according to his article in the New York Post, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back when reacting to Monday's drama involving the Minnesota Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards and Instagram model Paige Jordan. He accused the NBA player of impregnating her and offering 100 racks to get the kid disappeared. During the latest installment of the Stephen A. Smith Show on YouTube, the ESPN personality went off about the situation and elaborated on a bigger lesson to be learned after Jordan exposed alleged messages from the 22-year-old Edwards on social media. Something tells me that this girl may be older than Anthony Edwards too, because they always seem to be older than these basketball players, which is another mistake on these basketball players. There's examples of this too. P.J. Washington, his teammate LaMelo Ball. But anyways, let me say this. Anthony Edwards had to apologize because he's a public figure, Smith said, beginning of the Timberwolves guard who addressed the matter Monday in a statement on social media. Having said that, once again, here's the bigger lesson to be learned. Guard who you deal with. Which is true. As much as Stephen A. Smith be chucking and capping along over at ESPN, he do be saying some real stuff. He says, once again, I'm singing that same old dance. It's none of our damn business who Anthony Edwards is messing with or impregnating. He has a relationship with this woman. She put him on blast. She took text messages and revealed them to the public. I'm starting to wonder what repercussions somebody can have for having their privacy violated. That's what I'm wondering about. We live in a society, ladies and gentlemen. If Anthony Edwards wanted to have having an abortion. I wasn't supposed to say that word. That's his business. We have pro-choice, pro-lifers all over the country. What else he says? Paige Jordan, I think that was pretty much it. I guess she was seen at a Portland Trailblazers game and Suns game October 20th. I didn't read that. Smith, age 56, began yelling when he said he wanted to talk about basketball. Instead, had to cover Edwards off the court matters because if she violated their private affairs. She's a woman. She's free to do what she wants with her own body. Smith said, if Anthony Edwards does not want her to have a child, that's his business. I'm not someone who's a supporter of abortion. I'm a supporter of pro-choice. This is not for us to judge Anthony Edwards. The issue is she put him on blast. She revealed private messages. That's what appears to be the case, which compelled and forced him to come out with a statement addressing the situation because of the manner in which he spoke to her about issues. And they show a picture on this website of, is it DM? No, that's not DM. I think it's a text messages. Could be on an Instagram. Maybe not. It looks like iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. So it don't matter. Instagram user Paige Jordan posted a message to her Instagram story after reportedly accusing the Timberwolves guard and star of impregnating her and then offering 100 racks to get the child away. Issued a statement on his X account, formerly known Twitter, and he said, I made comments in the heart of a moment that are not me, that are not in line with what I believe. After Jordan publicly accused him of telling her to get, the child away, and that he does not want kids. Jordan, who shared the alleged text messages in a series of posts on her IG story, also posted a screenshot of a pending wire transfer of 100 racks on November 27th of this year, with J.P. Morgan Chase and Company at the bottom. The image did not show the sender, and it tells what she has on Instagram, followers she has on Instagram. It just goes more on what between these two have said. Apparently, Edwards told her to just take the pills in case she make sure she get it on video of the box of pills with the right pills. All kinds of stuff. So it's a screenshot of that, of the wire transfer. And then it reveals some of what she said. Whatever. I don't care what she said. He talked about Anthony Edwards' relationship with his actual girlfriend, the year he was drafted in, and the Timberwolves have yet to address the situation because it's not. The thing about this, it's not criminal. It really isn't. But I also have to agree with Stephen A. Smith on this. This has to be a private matter. Everything is not made for public consumption, and I don't get these IG models with this. Why expose yourself? The only thing you're doing is exposing yourself as a low down, dirty, no good for nothing woman. You're not really winning in this case. Maybe amongst her peers who think the same as her, but to the world, you just seem like you are just as dirty as him. And for people like Anthony Edwards, y'all, like I said before, y'all gotta stop doing this type of stuff. Because these women ain't playing fair. Leave these women alone. Sorry, I need a drink. Leave these women alone. I don't care how big the assets are. Leave them alone. Because nothing ever good comes out of this at all. Zion, I can't think of the dude who got traded to the Timberwolves. I can't even think he's not the Timberwolves. The Blazers. DeAndre, I can't think. DeAndre Ayton, him too. But the thing about DeAndre, I don't think really wasn't anything big a deal. He just got revealed he was slamming down a OnlyFans model with a BBL. I think Zion was probably the worst of this because this went on for a whole summer. But I'm just saying, the young kids, somebody, I don't know. There has to be somebody mentor these dudes, tell them what not to do and what to do. Maybe it can be me. I do admit, the woman that he was supposedly got pregnant, it does look fine as hell. But still, at the same time, y'all got to stop this. Y'all got much more. Anybody got a lot to lose, but I'm just saying these dudes got a lot to lose. And now, eventually, for now, he has this hanging over his head. But at the same time, in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, we'll forget about it. I forgot about the DeAndre Ayton thing. But the Timberwolves did play last night. And did they win last night? Let's see here. I think they played the Heat last night. Let's see how they did. Because I didn't watch any games last night. Did they play the Heat? Or was I dreaming? Yes, they did play the Heat. Now, they played the Heat in Miami last night. They won 112-108. They out-rebounded Miami. Tied in assists. Tied in steals. Had more blocks. Less turnovers. They shot better. They shot 49% from the field compared to Miami's 47% from the field. And with all the distractions yesterday with Anthony Edwards, he put in 32 points, 13 for 25, 2 for 9 for 3. He shot disgusting from 3. But, yeah, he had 32 points last night. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a win. They didn't get much out of their bench except for Nas Reed, who had 15. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think that's his cousin or something like that. He had 8 points. Let's see. Rudy Gobert had 9 and 13. Jaden McDaniels had 10 points. Karl Anthony Towns had 8 and 4. Karl Anthony Towns has to do better than that, rebounding wise. Just because you got Rudy Gobert, that don't mean you just, go away and don't do anything. You know what? I might have read that wrong. What's the total rebounds on this? I think I may have read that wrong. Let me go to ESPN right quick. I don't like MSN box scores. They don't show everything. Sorry, I may have to repeat that again. Let's see here. See here. Oh, I forgot. I absolutely forgot. John Morant is coming back tonight, and they're going to play against some Pelicans tonight. So it's his first game of the season tonight, and it's on TNT, and I'm about to get on that pretty soon. There's 3 more topics I want to talk about. Let me make this quick. Go back to the Heat right quick. All right, I may have made a mistake counting those rebounds. So Rudy Gobert had 16 rebounds, 9 points, and 16 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns had 18 points and 8 rebounds. Still, he should be getting at least a double-double. That's crazy. So, as for Miami, did Jimmy Butler play last night? Jimmy Butler looked pedestrian last night with 15 points. Kevin Love had 9. Bam Adebayo with 22. Tyler Hero, I did not know he was back with 25. He's another one that on a shaky rope, but he seems to be good right now. These dudes really, they get rich and they look for the nearest IG model. Duncan Robinson had 14 and Josh Richardson had 13 as well, but they could not finish that game as they shot 36% from the 3-point line. So, with all the distractions that happened yesterday, Anthony Edwards managed to lead the Timberwolves to a 20-5 record in the victory against the Miami Heat. But here's another team Here's another team I want to talk about right quick as well, because I was on there, and particularly one player's head for at least forget 2 weeks, the whole summer. I was on his head for the whole entire summer. But I give the team its props and him his props. I get credit when credit is due. And that will be the Los Angeles Clippers, who are now 16-10 after having that shaky. Well, they had a good start, but after they got James Harden, they went downhill for a minute. As they beat the Indiana Pacers 151-127. Damn. No defense is being played. But Paul George, 27 points, 8 points for Kawhi Leonard, 18 for Zubac, 35 for James Harden. He had 35 and 9. Zubac had 18 and 16. Wasn't much rebounding between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Together they had 5, but it didn't matter when you had Zubac with 16 off as your center. Westbrook had 10 points. He was 4 for 6. We always like to count his free. He only had 1 turnover. He had that bad of a game in 17 minutes. Norman Powell had 19 and Daniel Theus with 4. And I think, who is this? Brandon Boston Jr. with 6. So they got most of their production out of Norman Powell and Westbrook. They shot 50% from 3, not bad at all. And 57% from the field in total. And Indiana, all that hype is gone now. It's gone now. Toppin at 14. Bruce Brown with 11. Halliburton had 8. Buddy Hield with 14. Isaiah Jackson with 15. They did get some production off their bench. Jordan Nwora, former Buck, had 9. Aaron Naismith had 12. TJ McConnell had 10. And she whiz. Benedict Mathurin had 34 off the bench. He went 12 for 20. She whiz. He went off. You know they lost by almost 20-something points. But they didn't have Miles Turner, so that's why Zubac pretty much had his way. Pretty much the Clippers had his way. So I got to give it up to the Clippers. I forgot what kind of streak they on so far. They've been on the, I think they've been on, how many games have they won so far? They have been, since that Warriors lost 120-114 back on, I forgot what day that was. But since then, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They won 8 in a row so far. And tomorrow they play the Dallas Mavericks. Ouch. The team they got rin-rocked a couple weeks ago. Actually, a month ago. In the same city. So we should see what happens with them. But big ups to James Harden. Yes, I said it. I'm not afraid to say it. As they are winners of 8 so far. And so far in this 8, they beat the Pacers. Playoff. Well, we'll see. Knicks are a playoff team. Warriors were a playoff team. Kings were a playoff team. Nuggets were a playoff team. And so we shall see. Moving on. Let's go to the across the hallway with the Lakers. Hanging up that damn banner last night, huh? That in-season banner. Now, sadly, they would lose to the Knicks, which I kind of felt like was coming. Let's see here. I'm going to go quickly over that. Let's just see that the Knicks managed to win despite the refs getting in the way for the Lakers. Let's see the fouls. Lakers shot 13 fouls. Knicks shot 23. A rarity. Anthony Davis had 32. LeBron had 25. Austin Reeves 20 off the bench. The Knicks were just better. 27 from Randall, 29 from Jalen Brunson, 20 from Emmanuel Quickley, 12 from R.J. Barrett. Moving on. What an embarrassing moment for them. You hang that stupid in-season banner and you lose. Quite deserving. All right. I'm going to end this real quick because where am I at now? 24 minutes into this. I was planning on going for a half hour. I'll talk about the Bucks right quick. The Bucks. So, the Bucks so far, despite... Let's see. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. Move. Get out of here. Scram. Despite losing that in-season tournament game, which was their last loss almost 2 weeks ago now, for the last, for a month of December so far, when did December start? Since the start of December, I think they only lost one game so far, and that was the Pacers. So they've pretty much been on the roll. They beat the Rockets, who are above 500. They handled business against Detroit. Anyways, I feel bad for those Pistons fans. They handled business with the Pacers when Giannis scored 64 points. They wrote their wrongs against the Bulls. I don't know why they went to overtime with them. They took an L to the Pacers in the in-season tournament. Blew out the Knicks in the in-season tournament. Handled the Hawks, and then had the overtime loss to the Bulls. Beat the Heat in that in-season tournament. I think that might have been in November. But so far, they have done well. They had a 4-game winning streak. The best in their conference. Not conference. Division right now. Indiana's on a downslope. Cleveland did win 2 games in a row so far. Chicago winners of 1. And the Pistons are the Pistons. Recently, Giannis did pass Kareem on the Bucks rebound list. But there's one thing I want to point out right quick. And I know this is warranted anyway, because last week, the San Antonio Spurs played the, what's it called? Lakers twice last week in San Antonio. And they was making all this big hype with Victor Wembanyama versus LeBron James, which is warranted because I think out of the last 20 years, these two have been probably one of the biggest number 1 draft picks that make the most hype. But why is this game between the Bucks and San Antonio tonight not on national television? Why we gotta be subjected to watching the down south teams of Memphis and New Orleans? Maybe because it's the return of John Morant versus the number 1 and 2 picks of the 2019 draft with Zion. That's if he plays tonight, which I think he should be playing. I'd rather see, not just some of my biases for being a Bucks fan, but I'd rather would see the Bucks and Spurs on TNT than the Grizzlies and Pelicans. It's nice to see. I'd rather see the matchup between Victor Wembanyama and Giannis, 2 foreign players going at it, instead of seeing 2 American players who have been so far in their careers distractions and full of shenanigans and all kinds of stuff. Talking about John Morant and Zion. Well, you got 2 other foreigners. I know Victor Wembanyama, this is only his 27 game in the NBA. But so far, has come to play. He'll get it soon. Versus a outstanding foreign player from Greece and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'd rather watch that. But it is what it is. The Bucks will be playing the Knicks twice at the end of this week. They play the Knicks on national television next week, actually. So maybe that's it. I don't know. I'd rather see that. That's just my Bucks fan in me complaining. The other game on TNT tonight is Golden State and Washington. That was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Because this will mark the return of one... Sorry. I got ahead of myself. That's not tonight. I think that's Friday. Never mind. I thought that was tonight. Well, Jordan Poole will be making his return to Golden State on Friday night when the Wizards play the Golden State. But Golden State tonight plays a rematch of the 2022 NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics, who have been on a roll themselves so far. Let's see here. I think Boston finally realized they can beat the Magic, and so the last two games, they've been on a streak. Funny, they've been on the streak themselves so far. 5-game winning streak, with their last loss coming to same as the Bucks, the Pacers. But the last few games they played, they beat the Knicks, they beat the Cavs twice, and beat the Magic twice. I realized this season, they play these teams play each other twice in like 2 days. I guess it's supposed to help the schedule. But like Minnesota, Boston's also 20-5 for the season. But we've seen this out of Boston for the last few years now. I know Boston fans are probably wondering, when is this finally going to change? Yeah, we got to the NBA Finals 2 years ago, but when we going to win it? I know they are clamoring for another championship more than anything right now. But like I said, it relies on their two All-Stars. If their two All-Stars don't show up, or one gets hurt or anything like that, that's the end of their season, like it or not. But anyways, I talked enough tonight. I say tonight, this afternoon. Maybe release it be tonight. But I talked enough. I'm trying to do more of these more often, instead of trying to do 5-6 videos. But tell me what you guys think. Should I keep it more long form or go back to short videos? I pretty much don't want to do short videos anymore. Sometimes I get fatigued. But anyways, Draymond Green video coming out soon. It took longer than what I thought was going to take, but it'll be out soon. But anyways, tell me what you guys think.